California's B2B service sector is currently facing a massive, sudden influx of founder-led businesses hitting the market simultaneously. This shift is driven by demographics. The baby boomer generation, which built many of these commercial service firms, is now entering traditional retirement years. Data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that about 10,000 boomers cross the age 65 threshold every single day. According to Project Equity, that translates to over 2.3 million small businesses nationwide preparing for succession in overlapping windows. For California service providers, this creates a highly congested exit market leading up to 2026. Buyers will not expand their capacity just because more sellers line up. This volume of competition for buyer attention shifts negotiation power toward the buyer. Most founders don't delay exit planning because they're lazy. They delay because the business feels stable. They tell themselves one more year, because one more year feels safe. But waiting until burnout hits forces you to sell under pressure. You enter a crowded market with high urgency, which often leads to intrusive diligence and rushed terms. You maintain control by managing 2026 as an intentional planning window. As the number of retiring founders rises against a static pool of buyers, the market hits a saturation zone. Avoiding the financial impact of this overlap requires a focused 30 to 60-day readiness sprint. Founders must choose between the immediate effort of operational preparation today or a significant price reduction at the negotiation table tomorrow. Buyers purchase mathematically verifiable future cash flow. They don't pay for your history of hard work. Service firms often face a value cliff, a steep drop in valuation when their revenue depends on the owner's personal relationships or undocumented processes. That cliff is triggered the moment a buyer identifies informal handshake renewals or commitments that only exist in email threads. This matrix shows how buyers model that risk. When handshake renewals are the standard, enterprise value drops. When revenue is secured by formal master service agreements, the valuation remains intact. In a crowded market, buyers screen for risk before discussing terms. They penalize ambiguity immediately. Avoiding the time and cost of formalizing contracts now leads to a severe discount during diligence. Buyers price in the risk that your clients might leave once the founder exits. Many California service firms are built on a hero model, where the founder personally manages every key relationship and staff member. Modern buyers view this as a liability. If the business depends on your daily energy to function, it's difficult to transfer to a new owner. Extracting yourself requires a sprint to document site onboarding, quality inspections, and account handoffs. You also need to organize labor compliance, payroll, I-9s, and contractor classifications, so these records don't become a reason for a buyer to renegotiate the price late in the process. Relinquishing daily control and formalizing internal systems is the only way to disconnect the value of the business from your physical presence. Some brokers rely on publishing a generic, passive listing and waiting for interest. This approach risks attracting unqualified buyers and exposing confidentiality, giving you zero leverage in the negotiation. A controlled auction is a more structured alternative. Instead of a slow drip of conversations, it uses a funnel that forces serious buyers to compete on a set timeline. This requires building a centralized virtual data room to store diligence documents before speaking to a buyer. When presenting a clean data room through a deal quarterback, the negotiation changes. Buyers spend less time searching for risks and more time competing on price. A rigorously prepped auction protects your terms and prevents buyers from demanding late-stage price cuts. California founders face an ultimate choice. What is your primary exit goal? Coasting with undocumented workflows leads to subjective valuations, restrictive earnouts, and significant price discounts. But executing a 60-day sprint to systematize your operations creates leverage, leading to a premium multiple. Your financial outcome in 2026 depends on which operational path you choose to walk today. Buyers still pay for quality. In the lower middle market, firms with an enterprise value of $5 to $50 million recently received an average valuation of 5.3x EBITDA. Modern M&A technology and targeted buyer lists now reward prepared businesses with faster, more efficient transactions. Founders can control the timeline of their exit instead of letting market saturation dictate their terms. A 60-day sprint ensures you exit through a controlled, premium process that reflects the true value of your work.